What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Starting a little different today, we're already at the computer because what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through how to create a patch, how I would go about creating a patch on the Pod Go from scratch. Clean slate. We are also going to go over how to create and mess around with snapshots. We are also going to go over how to integrate an external pedal, in my case, the Horizon device's Precision Drive, how to integrate that into your chain on the Pod Go.
If you're into guitars, metal riffage, mixing, and everything in between, hit subscribe and follow along.
Without further ado, let's just dive right in. An old-fashioned, off-the-cuff video showing you how to do things. You know, like the old days, right? Lack of production. So, I have a patch created already. We have 3 snapshots. My typical just metal. Then we have solo. And then a low gain. Cool, but we're going to do that from the very beginning. So if we double click on a blank patch, let's start here. As you can see, this is what we're presented with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 empty blocks to work with. We have an EQ block that is always populated. The speaker/IR block is always populated. And of course you need an amp block. And then we have the volume and the wah. These are always there. So first thing I like to do is turn on the input gate. Okay, then we're going to pick our amp. And in our case, I make everything sound exactly the same. We're going to go to the Badonk. So, that's what we have right off the bat. Just the amp, a stock Line 6 cab, which is the Cali V30, and that's it. That's all we have so far. Honestly, it doesn't sound that bad, but we're going to go a little further, of course. So let's call this tone from scratch. Can't fit it, but that's fine. We're going to save it there, just so we know where we're working from. So I know I'm going to want to load up an IR. I've been having an enjoyable time working with the newest set of Ownahammer exclusive to the Line 6 marketplace, the Ownahammer Workhorse pack. I'm having fun playing with that, so we're going to use an IR from that pack. So if I remember correctly, I kind of settled on this 2x12 extra large with a blend of a vintage V30 and a modern V30. Definitely brings it to life. So the next thing I typically do, because I'm going for like a pretty heavy tone, is add in the Scream 808. Usually have the gain down, volume up. Let's start at 8.5. I mean, that sounds pretty good right there. I mean, wow. We're off to a good start. Now let's have a little fun. Let's say we wanted to integrate our Precision Drive into the mix. So what you're going to do is there's an effects loop on the back of the Pod Go. You're going to run the out to the in of your pedal, then the out of your pedal to the in of the effects loop. Okay? And this is always here. You can adjust where you want it to go. So in this case, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. We can have it first. We're not going to have both pedals instantiated here, but so we'll turn this on and you can hear the pedals in line. It's a little noisy, probably because of the power supply I'm using for the pedal, but right now we have the Precision Drive in line. I'll turn it off. on. Cool. So what I think we'll do, just because we're kind of having fun doing this on the fly, we'll use the precision drive, the precision drive for our lead tone. All right. So we'll power it off for now. We'll power back on our Scream 808. Okay. So cool. Now let's play with our amp settings a little bit because I want to kind of dial it in. All right, so I'm liking the saturation so far. I'll probably bring the bass down a little bit, a little woofy. Let's bring so I boosted the treble to 6 and the presence to 6. Cool. Save my work. All right. I think I'm going to boost the treble just a little bit more. Cool. Bring the volume up a little. Cool. I like to bring the sag up a little bit, you get a little more kind of like feel to it. And the bias X just a tad seems to tighten it up a little. Cool. Again, I'm a stickler for saving my work. That's the video editor in me, huh? Let's jump over to this EQ, and since we have to have it there, let's turn it on. And it's I'm hearing a little bit of a flub. So I'm turning up the Q all the way to 10 to kind of like notch out some of that little woofiness. I don't want to cut much more low end than that, but let's bring this up a tad and we'll kind of, we'll sweep a little. Typical. Around 210, we're getting a little bit of grossness, so let's minus 1 dB. So we still have that low end palm mute bloom. I've got that favorable single note palm mute sound that I like. I'm going to turn the high cut on a little bit. It's sounding pretty good. The IR sounds really good, but getting a little bit of that noise up top that's just pretty much hiss. And oftentimes with the Line 6 high cut, as soon as you turn it on, you hear a difference. So I'll play it without the high cut on. We'll turn it on. So right there, it already is doing some nice sloping of the high end, but we'll bring it down a little bit more. I'm liking where this is going. Save. All right, so this is our initial tone. This is our initial, tone. Like I said, this is our groundwork. We have it laid. I'm gonna add a room reverb, something I typically do, just to give a little bit of realism to our tone. And we'll start at 15%. Cool. I like it. It's nice, you throw this room reverb on and I kind of just leave everything stock except the mix percentage, and I'm happy with it. This is our rhythm channel. Now we want to do a solo or a lead channel. So what we're going to do is let's bring in some delay. Okay. Just do a very simple digital delay. I'm just going out mono into my interface, so maybe not that long. Probably don't want the bass up or the treble. I like to have more of a lo-fi vibe to my delay, and I'm definitely going to turn down the mix to 20. Maybe more, 30. Turn the feedback up. It's subtle. We'll bring it up to 35. Okay, cool. And then we want a little bit more space and ambience for our solo lead, so we're going to add an additional reverb, but we'll use the plateau, which I know immediately is going to be way too much. No, not the plateau. Searchlights. Probably bring that decay down, bring the pre-delay up. Digging it, mix up a little bit. Super sloppy playing. Now we also wanted to integrate our Precision drive here. So we have everything we need or want in place, okay? But we don't want all this stuff on this first snapshot. We want just our rhythm. So we're gonna turn this EQ block off, or this reverb. We're gonna turn off the delay, okay? And this is our rhythm. This is just our rhythm. I'm gonna save it. Okay, and we're back to just our rhythm sound. Now, we're going to go to our Snapshot 2, or you can change it on the device. We're going to turn off this delay. Turn off the room delay, add our lush delay, reverb. I'm sorry. Turn off our room reverb, add our lush reverb, add our delay back in, turn off the Scream 808, add in the Precision drive, probably turn so this is everything we want on for our lead tone. All right, so I'm going to save it. All right, so if we go back to our first, we're back to our rhythm, our lead, or if we go here, we click both these arrows to get to our snapshots, and then snapshot 1, rhythm, snapshot 2, lead. Now we want to keep the trails on so that when we switch from our solo, you can hear the lead bleed over into the rhythm tone. And I think that's cool. So here's our lead snapshot. Rhythm. And that's how simple it is to create a snapshot. Now, we didn't change it too much when it comes to the parameters, but we're bypassing and activating different pedals. Now we can go a step further. So if we go to snapshot 3, this is the one we want to work in, and we want like a low gain tone. So what we're going to do is turn off the Scream 808. Okay, so that's off. We're going to lower. We're going to bring down the drive. So what we do is we're going to hold it down and turn, and that will lower the drive, and you can see that it's in brackets now. That means when we're on this snapshot, it's going to lower the drive to this point. So now we're now let's say we wanted to kind of bring up the mix of the room. We can bring up the mix of the room. Cool. And then we're going to save. So here's our low gain. So if we come back here, we got our low gain for snapshot 3. Lead tone, snapshot 2. Rhythm, Snapshot 1. Now, if we look at the amp, we're back at 4.7 for the gain, or the drive. If we go to Snapshot 3, it's down to 2.1. So there we go, boys. We created a rhythm tone, we created a lead tone, and we created a low gain tone, all in the same patch using snapshots. And it's as simple as that. We also integrated an external pedal. All appropriate links down below in the description, including links to my music. And if you dig what I'm putting down, hit subscribe and follow along. It really isn't that difficult. I hope I didn't rush anything. If I did, leave comments down below. I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. This thing is awesome. This thing is great. Now, I touched upon it before in my previous Podgo video. It's lacking a little bit of the routing and inputs and output options that the Helix rack has. Doesn't have as much horsepower as the Helix rack, but for most people's use cases, I think this thing is awesome. Again, I hope it goes without saying, I'm not paid by Line 6. The Helix was a great piece of gear, and now I think this is a great piece of gear, so that's why I'm making videos on it. I got my hands on one, and I want to show people how to use it. So we got 3 snapshots in one patch. Like I said, I hope I demonstrated how simple it really is to make snapshots, how to integrate an external pedal. Hope I didn't miss anything. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the continued support. It really does mean the world to me. You guys are awesome. Special shout out to those of you who are supporting me on Patreon and of course here on YouTube as YouTube members. If you're looking for other ways to support me, the channel, what we're doing here, I do have music for sale on Bandcamp. Don't forget my most recent single, Anxiety, it just dropped the other day. Thanks again guys for being here. I hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourself, take care of one another, and we'll see you in the next one.